On this episode of In the Paddock, we're checking out Brent Jennings' beautiful Falcon.
Purchased this car 50-50 with my old man in 1999, my senior year of high school, and got it from the original owner. It was canary yellow, and we just started building the car for a straight line drag kind of setup, you know?
Right.
That was kind of the thing then.
Right.
So it was like, all right, skinnies in the front, let's get some fatties going in the back and let her rip. And then the pro touring scene kind of started, remember, like early 2000s, mid 2000s, you know? And so that changed the direction. I've gone through 3 motors, 2 trannies, and it's just a ever ongoing progression. So my dad and I have done the entire car, but the paint and body. Everything on the car, the cage, the upholstery, I mean, the dash, the pedals, the shifter, the door pulls.
Which there's a lot of fabrication on this car. The most obvious thing from the outside is you've cut the panel here, the quarter panel, and run the exhaust out.
Yeah, I ran a little scallop there. Those are some, you know, megafoams that we just kept cutting down. And this was done, you know, we did this, my dad and I did this back in 2006. You know, it's quite a while ago, and they're, you know, you're starting to see them a lot more everywhere now. But
and you're running Black Widow mufflers on this? What are you running?
Yeah, we do. We got the race Venoms on here, full 3-inch stainless exhaust that we built in the garage, framing square, and a lot of tubing, and tacked it up, and then got it all TIG welded.
And then obviously you built this rear
we did.
Spoiler here with this cool...
Yeah, we water jetted those, but we, you know, designed these in the garage. I mean, like I said, the whole car is built in the garage, and that's kind of what I love the most about this car. You know, is me and my dad, and a lot of F-bombs, you know.
Oh, I know about that.
But yeah, so these are all, you know, started with just basically craft paper, and made some molds out of Bondo.
Is that stainless or aluminum?
This is stainless, yeah. And then I just Scotch-Brighted them and clear coated it. Yeah. But we did have those water jetted, so that wasn't done in the garage. But we got the gurney flap, you know, can't forget about Dan Gurney.
Right, a legend.
A little Ford flavor there.
The only automotive innovation to make it into airplanes.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you've done something with the front spoiler here, right?
Yeah, so
you built that?
The bumper was designed in the driveway, and one of my dad's buddies, who's like a master glass guy, helped me do that. But that was basically all him, with me getting a little bit of my hands on it. And then the lower spoiler and splitter, it's just all done in the garage. Just a lot of countless nights thinking about what, you know, you could do to the car. And anybody that is watching right now has the same obsession with cars and classics and autocross as I do. And so we know we eat, drink, sleep it. And so it's always, what can we do next? What can we add to it? And it's got to be done tastefully and not too far radical, you know?
Well, that's what makes your car stand out. Is there's lots of really cool cars here, but man, it's clean. So take us through the interior here, because if I recall correctly, you got some more fab stuff.
Yeah, we do.
So these cool door handles slash pulls.
Yeah, and again, this was all solid chunks of aluminum. And I was thinking about doing like a little upholstery on the top, and most people have just been saying leave it alone, leave it raw. So we decided to leave it raw. But I mean, all of this was done with a hammer, and I mean, just countless hours of shaping.
Well, I was gonna say, so shaping like this,
just
is
all
that
bandsaw. So it's all bandsaw and drill press, and a bench grinder.
That's awesome.
That's what that is, and that's where that shifter came in.
Right.
So the shifter was done. That's a 3-piece. Kind of got a little Falcon talon on there to go with the theme of the car, and that ties in with the door pulls.
I'm seeing electric windows here as well.
Yeah, electric windows.
This is a nice streetable car that's fun to drive, right? Mm-hmm.
But that was from high school days, you know, pulling up next to somebody and having to lean over the passenger side and wait, you know, crank it down. So now it's like, okay, I'll give you a quick little buzzer.
So you guys like sewed the vinyl or leather and everything? Or?
Well, that we had that done, but the actual the 3/8 and the 5/8 plywood that's all there, that was all shaped in the garage.
Yeah.
And then we had it all wrapped, professionally wrapped.
And then you go around the other side because you also did the dash yourself, right? Out of fiberglass?
Yeah, that's about 15 pounds of Bondo. Yeah, and that was done after a 2006 GMC 1500 I saw. They started to play with the gauge clusters, bringing them out a little bit and get a little more three-dimensional instead of the long sweep that they always had.
Right. And so I see Forgeline wheels.
Yeah.
Falken tires, Wilwood brakes.
Yeah.
What size tires are on here?
Those are 275s, and believe it or not, I had a 315 here, and that was, I think I was talking with you back and forth about that. I wanted to have a raw, unmessed with steel OEM fender,
right.
and still no flare, no cut. And I was destined and just, I wanted to get a 315 in here. And it did, we had it. The ride height was up about 3/4 of an inch that it is now. But we had a 315 in the front on all steel front stock fenders on a 64 Falcon, you know. But yeah, 315s in the back, those are 275s right now. Future plans, full floater, rear ends, get rid of the leaf springs.
That's right, so you're on leaf springs for the rear, just whose suspension is it?
It's Mike Maier's leaf springs, shocks, and he and I worked together with the Panhard bar. So my dad and I, again, that's another thing that we built in the garage, is a Panhard bar. Pretty straightforward, but Mike really helped us get the measurements and the idea of how it needed to go together. But just got some JRI double adjustable front shocks, remote reservoirs. So the front feels pretty good right now.
Now his front suspension too, control arms and...
Yeah. It's just a bunch of Mike's stuff and Total Control that we just ripped apart. Okay. So it started out as Total Control products, and then I just started cutting it up and getting more caster, more camber, and just a lot of work in here to get these tires to fit. We had to cut out the inner sheet metal and allow more room.
Yeah, clearly the looks on your car did take a certain level of priority because it is really nice.
It's a 408 Windsor. It's a 97 Lightning block, forged internals. The late Joe Sherman built the motor for me about 3 years before he passed, but it's just been, this thing's been bulletproof, knock on wood. Right. It's got a Pro Systems carburetor on it, which I can't say enough good things about. They're out of Florida, but yeah, it's got some heavily worked AFR 205s, and it made 647 at the flywheel.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's
what's the cubic inch, sorry, again?
408. And it makes, 557 torque, which feels good coming out of corners.
What kind of compression?
11-to-1 pump gas.
11-to-1.
Yeah. Okay. Full solid roller. And then we built this. This is another part that was kind of cool.
Well, dude, I was just checking this out.
Tower, yeah.
I don't remember this being spline like that, or...
Yeah. So that, again, is playing off with the valve covers, trying to keep it all kind of matchy-matchy. Right. But, yeah, this is all done in the garage. And that's all tied in to the upper spring mount for the JRIs.
It looks cool, dude. So was this inspired by any design, or you just kind of came up what fits on my car?
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
It's going to reinforce the...
Yeah, it's 3/16 plate steel. It's not light. Right. You know, we could probably CAD it and do something out of a billet aluminum, you know, and lighten it up a little bit.
That's a big piece of billet. Yeah. You're not talking cheap right there.
I mean, again, this is bandsaw stuff, and just fitting it up with cardboard and blue tape and making it fit. As
far as I know, started autocrossing recently, right?
Yeah, this is my third event. Okay. I'd say second and a half. The first time I went up in flames.
No, it caught on fire?
Caught on fire. Yeah, so the distributor gear ate up the cam gear, and you want that reversed if at all.
Right.
Because then, you know, you got to freaking take the whole motor apart, top end wise. And so, yeah, so out here, SCCA, first time ever, no chalk, that hurt. But yeah, that's this ongoing dig, you know, I gotta have chalk. But anyway, yeah, it spun the cam gear, and then the timing was way off, and it backfired through up and out the carb and caught the K&N filter on fire.
Oh, okay.
Car died, car's on fire, coasting to a corner, and had to pull out the fire extinguisher. Crazy story, first time I ever installed a fire extinguisher on the car, pulled it and needed it.
Wait, so how long before? Was it before that event that you installed the fire extinguisher?
No, it was the night before I put the fire extinguisher in the car. I've never ran a fire extinguisher on all my hot rods.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah, somebody's watching for sure.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, safety is important. You start racing your car, pushing it to the limit. I mean, a lot of people drive hard on the street, but you can't duplicate a race environment, even if something is somewhat simple looking as auto.
I mean, this looks controlled, you know, and it is, but you are pushing the limits of what you can control.
Right.
And you got to be out here. You can't do it on the street.
All right, so what else about this car? What's your favorite part, or what have we not covered?
Another, like, little subtle piece here that we made in the garage, you know, 1/8 inch sheet metal. And just to kind of close it off, clean it up a little bit, help suck cold air in. The radiator didn't fit, so we had to notch the core support. We had to widen the core support, make some angle iron brackets. I mean, it's always something. And you know this, Chad, when you get into one thing, it leads into 15. Right. And it's like, yeah, the wife then is on you. But yeah, check this one out too, Chad. This is a billet piece back here that we made.
That's very cool.
So we designed it, shaped, kind of started forming it with just like cardboard and drawings, and then we gave it to my dad's good buddy, and he put it up on his CAD machine and spit it out.
Well, cool. Yeah, thanks for taking us through the car.
Yeah, for sure.
You want to start it up, give us a few revs here?
Yeah.
All right, thanks Brent for walking us through your Falcon. This thing's awesome. I can't wait to get some video of it on track, and
Appreciate it.
yeah, that's a wrap.